Hey y'all, hey. It's your homegirl, Sammy Johannes, licensed realtor and property manager in Richmond, Virginia. I serve the Central Virginia market, but I am based out of Richmond, and I am finally introducing you to my YouTube. This has been a long time coming. I've always wanted to provide some sort of outlet or means of communication to educate people on things that once I was enlightened to find out, I was like, dang, now we all don't know this. Again, I'm Sammy Johannes, your homegirl, also known as Sammy Joe, also known as your real estate and rental resource. On this channel, we're pretty much going to talk about everything, mainly about real estate, rentals, and relocation. Those three specific things in Richmond, Virginia. And although I am based in Richmond, I can help anyone with those things in any state and get you with a professional who can assist as well. Let's get into it. I am a property manager part-time here in Richmond, and then I also am a full-time licensed realtor and professional. I am with the Livian team at Keller Williams, and so we are an expansion team that we have about 40 something odd markets currently. And what an expansion team is pretty much a team that operates on a national level. Again, we have Livy in Tampa, Livy in Atlanta, Livy in Texas. These are my team of people who I work with to not only help people in Richmond, but also all over the U.S. And soon, hopefully internationally, because Keller Williams is an international brokerage. So I am a mother of a rambunctious, sassy, spicy 5-year-old. I am a homeowner, also here in Richmond, Virginia, a property manager part-time and full-time licensed real estate professional. I have received my certified apartment manager designation. So a lot of the rental information is information that I've actually worked through and dealt with. And so I'm hoping to bring to this channel, the purpose of it is to not just create content, but create an impact on people who are not that knowledgeable on these topics, or maybe just need a little assistance, or maybe just need to be led to the right resource. All of that is encompassed in this channel. Do as the content creators say, follow, like, subscribe, all those good things. So I specifically right now just serve the Central Virginia market, which is Richmond and any surrounding areas, Colonial Heights, Chester, Henrico, Midlothian, Amelia, wherever. I have specific areas at this moment that, like I said, I service. Because I service those areas don't mean that I cannot, or does not mean that I cannot get you with a licensed professional in your area. If you want to reach out with any questions for that, you can always feel free to go to my website, and all of that information will be listed down below. The topic that we're going to cover in this intro video is, one, a little bit about me, and then two, we're going to be talking about what is a real estate agent or a realtor, what makes a good agent, and 3 benefits to hiring an agent, whether you're a buyer or a seller. I want to make sure I give you guys as much information as possible. And if y'all have any additional questions, always feel free to reach out to me directly. I'd love to hear what other topics y'all would love to hear about. I have an idea of, like I said, what I'm going to provide on this channel, but if you have anything that you think would be helpful to yourself or anyone else. A little bit about Sammy. Originally was born and raised in Miami, Florida. And from Miami, Florida, we then went to Atlanta, Georgia, or McDonough, Georgia, Henry County, whatever you want to call it. And from there, I went back to Florida for college at the illustrious Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. And once I graduated my bachelor's there, I came to Richmond, Virginia, and some would call me a transplant. I've been in Richmond since 2015, so going on 10 years pretty soon, which if time flew. Okay, and maybe because I have a daughter and time tends to do that, I've grown to make it second, third, first home, whatever you want to call it. I've learned a lot about Richmond and the surrounding areas and the culture of Richmond. And I can call it home now. I enjoy being here, and I enjoy assisting people in creating wealth and creating, better opportunities for their families here. So that's me. It's my goal, my aspirations, why I became a real estate agent, to do exactly that, to help people grow wealth within real estate that they didn't originally have much information on. So I'm hoping to provide any information that I can. I am always going to be the source of the source. So if I don't have that information, trust I will find you someone who does. What is an agent? So a real estate agent is pretty much a licensed professional who goes through the coursework, passes their test, and is there to represent whether a buyer or a seller or both in a transaction, a real estate transaction. So what that pretty much means is we have a fiduciary, so a legal responsibility to our client, whoever that client is when we establish that, to represent them in a transaction, represent their best interest, give them as much knowledge as possible, and just, again, be a resource to that client. As a buyer's and seller's agent, I am responsible for, keeping good knowledge on the market, communicating that to my clients, and also helping them matriculate through the process. Not everybody starts as a novice in real estate. A lot of people don't. A lot of people just start with knowing that they want to get out of the rat race of renting and create something more for their families and for themselves. I know that was the biggest reason I decided to purchase my home. I wanted something that, my daughter would have as an asset if anything happened or anything of the sort, somewhere she could also call home. She was born in Richmond, so Richmond is going to be her home, even though I am a Florida girl. I love y'all, Richmond, but I'm Florida through and through, Miami-Dade County. FAMU is my home. I'm not going to bend on that. But I've learned to love Richmond as my own. And I have a passion for assisting people in creating a home, whether they're here for a short term or long term. When we talk about what makes a good agent, if you didn't know, now you know. Every agent is not built the same, not cut from the same cloth, does not have the same training and resources to be your resource and your fiduciary in a transaction. So things that pretty much make a great agent is someone who's a great communicator. They answer any questions that you have or send you, again, the resource or give you the resources to be able to review and educate yourself on things. And they have good planning and problem solving and also good strategy. In the current market we're in, if you did not know, now you know, we are in a current seller's market, at least in Richmond, Virginia. Every market is different, but pretty much overall nationally, what that means is there is higher demand than supply of homes. So we got a whole lot of people who want to buy some homes, but not enough homes to meet that and create a neutral market. Especially here in Richmond, we are in a very, very, very competitive market. 20 plus offers on a home at a time. People waiving inspections, people waiving appraisals, people covering appraisal gaps, all different things. And when I say these things, these are all called contingencies within a contract. And with those contingencies, you can make your offer more desirable to a seller. And as a seller, you look at these different contingencies and desire which of those offers fits your needs best in your transaction. And your real estate agent's job is to assist and advise upon those things and represent you in terms of negotiation with the buyer's and or seller's agent. So you want to make sure that when you have a real estate agent that, one, they're knowledgeable, two, they have great communication skills, not only with you, but to the other parties in the transaction. And then you want to make sure that they're able to meet deadlines, problem solve, and create strategy that it makes it a little easier of a transaction for yourself. Now, buying real estate is one of the biggest transactions of your life. Moving is one of the major stressors of your life, if not one, like the top stressor is moving. I know I hate moving. I don't know anybody who likes it. Moving is not an easy task, and it's not a cheap task either. Real quick, I have a sorority sister right now who she's going through the process of purchasing her home, just went under contract yesterday. And she said to me today, as we were kind of talking about everything, and I also referred her to her agent who she is using, who has been a blessing and a resource for my client, where she's able to purchase a home from out of town, miles and miles away, and educating her on things. She just didn't realize how expensive things and how quickly things add up when it comes to paying your EMD, paying for inspections, paying for appraisals, paying for termite, pest inspections, all of those things. And you need to, make sure that that's something you understand before you purchase a home, if you can try to. And hopefully, like I said, I hope this channel will be a resource to people that they can reach out or get some knowledge and realize what it takes to purchase a home and means of ways to make that as less or least stressful of a process as possible. A good agent is someone who's going to be able to alleviate those stressors from you and also provide some sort of assistance, a whole lot of assistance, quite frankly, and be the professional and be able to lead you in the transaction and not you feeling like you're lost in the water and it's like a sink or swim situation. And a good agent will have all of those things. Agent benefits, again, all the things I just listed. You have some people who decide to buy homes on their own and some people who decide to sell homes on their own. And kudos to you if you decide to, that is a very brave task to do, just because not being a professional in the field, you take the risk of either losing money or losing time. Two very valuable things. Not knowing how to represent yourself in a transaction and not knowing the processes of a transaction. So the benefit of hiring an agent, first, as a buyer, you don't pay for the agent. Some agent may have like administrative fees or team fees or things like that, expansion team fees, all those things. Some people may have fees to conduct business with them, but typically those fees are to be able to provide you a higher level of resource that is going to be beneficial when purchasing. To make that plain and simple, the seller pays agent costs. So the seller pays for the agent to acquire a buyer. The buyer doesn't pay that. And typically that's anywhere from 2.5-3% in this Richmond market. I mean, that number could vary just based on agreements, but yes, the buyer's agent is responsible for bringing the buyer to the transaction, submitting the offer, and conducting the transaction as agreed. For a seller, one added benefit to a realtor is you have a licensed professional who does this full time, day in and day out, and has knowledge of the market, sales prices, trends, things, and equations, pretty much to be able to plan and strategically plan to get the most bang for your buck when selling. So what that looks like is doing a CMA, an accurate CMA of the area to see what homes within, a 1 to 2 mile radius, maybe within the same school district or, neighborhood or whichever, seeing what those homes sold for. And if they're like homes to yours, seeing where you should strategically put that price, and not just place the price, but know the pool of buyers that you're trying to acquire. Because of course, the more buyers that see the home, the more offers that may come. And that's all going to be strategy on staging the home, repairs on the home, all of these things that, again, a licensed professional has experience and knowledge and knows how to conduct that type of business. When you go to the doctor, you're going to a doctor to solve some type of health issue or health maintenance that you would like. We as realtors are the doctors and lawyers of real estate. So consulting a professional at the end of the day is only there to assist and help you and gain you more money. Now, of course, you need to interview agents to make sure, one, you guys are a fit personally and professionally. That way you all can have a great lines of a means of communication, and then also someone who's going to be knowledgeable of the market and the economy. Because if you don't know those things, there's no way you can strategically plan to sell at, whichever price you and your agent agree upon. And also not just that price, but the timeline. Because when a lot of people tend to sell their own homes, it takes way longer of a time than it should. Because again, strategically, you might have not taken great photos. You might have not priced it strategically. You might have not marketed it strategically. And so your pool of buyers is lowered, especially when you don't list it on the market. When you're doing any off-market sales, those things, are at risk of you thinking you're saving money by not paying for the agents, but you're actually losing money because one, about 90% of buyers are represented by a real estate agent. And those buyers, you cut out. That's a big chunk of buyers that you now lose. One, not listing it on the market because you're now marketing it to less people. Not a lot of first-time buyers or non-novice buyers, people other than investors, know where to find a home for sale and know how to conduct that business. So I kind of deep dove there. That's going to be a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But again, hiring an agent who is knowledgeable of the market, has great negotiation skills, and also is someone who can plan and problem solve. Because again, buying a home or selling a home is not always the easiest task, and there are going to be hiccups that come about. But as long as you have an agent who's knowledgeable in your corner, they should be able to overcome those by any means necessary and legally. Because at the end of the day, we are licensed professionals, and we are going to, I know myself, I hold myself to a high caliber of having integrity and making sure that I help people accomplish their goals in real estate with integrity and with a peace of mind. That's pretty much, I think, enough for today. Like I said, I have a lot of ideas that I want to pour into people who choose to listen. I'm not here trying to be a content creator, more so just someone sharing information and hoping to connect with like-minded individuals who are ready to achieve that goal and maybe not be ready yet, ready, willing, or able. But if I can help you achieve all three, my job is done. I've accomplished my goal. And, my plan is to deliver premier service through real estate. And not just real estate, I also have the property management side of it. And so, in one of our next videos, we'll talk about property management, also relocation, whether that's going to be a corporate relocation or me being a transplant to Richmond. I planned my move pretty much by myself. I was lucky to have my sorority sister who was from here, who was able to connect me with some great individuals to make my transition a little smoother. And of course, the support of my parents, making such a move from Florida to Virginia, that 11-hour drive. I took a pit stop in Atlanta to spend some time with family and then came right to Richmond. And I haven't left since. Richmond now has been a home for me. I am just here to be a vessel, as what's his name on TikTok? I forget his name. I'm just here to be a vessel for real estate, and hopefully you're gonna be on this journey with me. Like, subscribe, comment, do all of those things so we can connect. And y'all are gonna be on this ride with me. I'm also gonna throw some different lifestyle things in there. Like, I just recently locked my hair, and that's the journey for me that I'm going on right now. I'm also a mother, so just the journey of motherhood. This is my one and only baby, Miss Nali Imani, and I'm still learning, I'm still chucking through that as well. So we'll cover a little bit of that, but like I said, main purpose for this channel is to help my community and others achieve the goal of real estate and help real estate work for them, whether that's equity, investment, first time home, only home, whatever it may be. My job is to kind of listen to what you want to do and help you create a game plan to get where you want to go. I am glad y'all joined me. Thanks for watching. We're gonna keep this thing going, but I'm happy to expound on anything. So I'll catch y'all next time.